So you want to know how KandyKhaos came to be, where this all started? Well, here's my 11-year rewind. My story begins on a hot summer day in July of 1997. Oh wait, we've gone too far. Hold on. I grew up playing games here and there on old school consoles, or those old computer games that everyone seems to forget about. Anyone remember Pajama Sam or Freddy Fish? But I really didn't start getting into gaming until 2014 when my brother came home with his first PlayStation 4. It wasn't mine, and I wasn't supposed to be playing it, but when he wasn't home, I would sneak in and play Call of Duty Black Ops 1, usually zombies or one in the chamber wager matches. At that time, I didn't know what streaming was. I didn't know what anything was really. I really just started getting into watching YouTube and at the time Vine because that's what peak content creation was then. Over time, my brother then decided that he wanted to get his first PC, and he was originally going to sell the PlayStation. But I begged and I begged and I begged for him to keep it and to let me have it, and he refused. But with a little convincing and talking to my grandparents, we got him to let me keep it. I was playing Call of Duty a lot at that time. It was really only the game that he had on the PlayStation that I actually enjoyed. Over time, I started playing Overwatch and stuff like that. But that was pretty much it. But that is when I became shooter underscore 10. It's the first gamer tag that I came up with, and it stuck with me for quite a while. During this time, I met some amazing friends in a random Call of Duty match who still to this day are some of my best friends, and I still go to visit from time to time each year. And they are pretty much the back support of all this. I really fell in love with gaming then and started watching people on YouTube gaming and this kind of stuff and content creation as a whole. And, I was watching Roman Atwood, Jenna Marbles, that kind of stuff. Like, that's where this all began. I spent years just enjoying playing games with my friends who were all once random people in a random lobby that just so happened to click very well with. From Call of Duty to GTA to Destiny to Overwatch to even goofing around in Minecraft, which, fun fact, I don't even like Minecraft. I just liked my friends more. These people became more of just friends to me. They were basically family. They knew more about me than my blood relatives were. I didn't have a great childhood growing up. It was actually pretty rough, but this was my escape from reality. And that's how I became Candy. A friend of mine just kind of started calling me that one day, and it just kind of stuck. And I eventually joined their clan because that's what it was cool to do at the time, was to have your own clans, and that's how I became Candy underscore CTMB. As we got older, we all started to have different schedules, and we couldn't always play at the same time. And I started branching out and making more friends to play with because I really, really, really enjoyed playing video games. And I met a group of friends that I would play with on occasion, and that's how I got introduced to Twitch. My friend Tabby at the time showed me a stream, made, did this whole, you should get Twitch, you should download it, you should, follow me, this, and this, which I did because I'm a very supportive individual. So I started following my friend, and that is kind of what gave me the motivation to start streaming myself, was the fact that you could do it straight from your console, because at the time, that's all I had was just my PlayStation 4. So there I began streaming in December of 2019, and I was able to hit affiliate in March of 2020. It didn't take me very long to get affiliate because of the support of my friends. They've always been pretty supportive of my streaming career, and I continue to be as well. Streaming really became something that I love to do in my free time. It was a way to express myself and show people the things that I loved because, gaming has never really been seen, at least in my perspective, as a thing that women do very often. Over time, I eventually bought a PlayStation 5, a camera for the PlayStation 5, and one of those desktop computers where the computer is actually built into the monitor. That way I could check on chat. From that point, I started editing clips and posting them on TikTok. They weren't good quality, but they were good enough at the time. Finally, in March of 2022, I got my first real PC. I bought a pre-built because I didn't know anything about computers at the time. I did, a little bit of research here and there to figure out what it is I needed to be able to do what I wanted to do, but that's just about it. I taught myself OBS and bought myself a few games, including Call of Duty, of course, because that's where this whole thing started. And I continued my journey on trying to be one of the best content creators that I could be for myself. I started doing charity streams, planning events. I was hosting girls' nights where we would get a bunch of us girls together and just go and have a good time. Playing more games like Phasmophobia, Red Dead Redemption, Apex, just so many more options out there. I continued to grow not only for myself as a human being, but my channel and my community. At this point, I also saw myself venturing off into other people's communities and making even more friends. At this point I had probably 5, 6 different communities that I felt a part of, and then I could be like, hey, you want to play this? Hey, you want to do that? Let's do this together. And it just honestly felt so good. I think around this time I also did my first respawn recruits, which really got me motivated to grind and try new things and push out new content and that kind of stuff. Now, I've not always been consistent, but life happens. We can't always, be consistent. And if you can, I am so jealous of you because my life has always been one hectic piece. In April of 2023, I decided that I wanted to change. I wanted to rebrand because all I had ever known was Candy_CTMB, which that name comes from my friends and I didn't want to take that away, but I wanted something for myself. So I took Candy and I created something better, something bigger, and this also helped me develop new goals in the future of who I wanted to be as a content creator and a streamer. I took some advice on Twitter and eventually came up with the name KandyKhaos, which is who I am today, which is who you guys know me as. Um, I created my own logo and had a name for my brand pretty much. And that is how we are who we are today. Some of my biggest inspirations during this time have always been Jenna Marbles, Roman Atwood. Now, granted, I wasn't doing IRL stuff, but it gave me a sense of wanting to be who I am as an individual. Now, if you ask me here today who my biggest inspiration is, it's probably Sweet Tails. She just genuinely doesn't care what other people think of her. She just wants to make people happy and do her thing and make people laugh. And honestly, same. That's exactly what I want to do, and that's what I want to bring my version of to the table is making people happy and laugh and just have a good time. I didn't have an easy childhood growing up. My dad actually passed away when I was a lot younger, and I don't have a very good relationship with my mom. It has never been great. So this has always been kind of like my escape from reality and to help me cope with everything that I have dealt with in life. And not to get too emotional, but it's the truth. This is what has saved me over the years, and I am very thankful for everything that I have built and everybody who has helped me build this, and I want to continue to build on top of it.